I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. As promised, a early to mid-afternoon update on the ongoing and expected issues with thunderstorms and potential heavy rain this weekend across the state of Texas. Let's get into it. Good afternoon. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer again, about 3:15 p.m. Central Time now with the latest on the ongoing and expected issues with heavy rain, storms, and maybe some flooding heading into the remainder of today, but especially tonight, Sunday night, into Monday morning. I want to make it clear this is a multi-day thing and not all expected to be today. Latest flash flood watches from the National Weather Service compared to our video this morning. We've seen the Panhandle and West Texas dropped from flash flood watches, but we have seen additional portions of North and Central Texas added, roughly along and west of the Interstate 35 corridor from, well, technically Highway 75 from Sherman down through McKinney to Dallas, but then along and west of I-35 from DFW through Waco, Belton, Temple, Killeen, Fort Hood, through Austin, New Braunfels, San Antonio, west through the Hill Country. This does include Kerr County, through the Big Bend, the Permian Basin, including places like Sanderson, Marfa, Alpine, Fort Stockton, up into the Permian Basin, Midland, Odessa, Concho Valley, Big Country, Abilene, and San Angelo. Flash flood watches are in effect through tomorrow, and some may be extended through Monday morning. All right, let's talk about what's going on right now as we do have thunderstorm activity underway. We've got scattered thunderstorms that have developed across several regions of Texas. Now, activity across the Brazos Valley, East Texas. This is mostly driven by a sea breeze. You can see this activity here in the Brazos Valley generally moving north-northeast with a outflow boundary visible here on satellite. That activity is not sitting in one spot long enough to create any significant flooding issues besides some brief street flooding. Up here in North Texas, we do have some isolated scattered showers and storms slowly moving northeast. This activity moving at a decent clip, so far not sitting in any one spot too long to create flooding issues, so that is good. Nevertheless, gusty winds, lightning, brief heavy rain are possible. Out here in the Big Country, the Concho Valley, and the parts of the Permian Basin, bit of a different story. We've had a few flash flood warnings out here. We had a flash flood warning around the Brownwood area earlier for a heavy thunderstorm that sat and dropped a few inches of rain quickly. That storm has dissipated. We now have a flash flood warning in the Merkel, Ty, and Abilene regions. This flash flood warning does include the city of Abilene, with a thunderstorm just west of town. Moving east towards town, we have some new activity developing, so consider that a preemptive flash flood warning, as the threat of street flooding and quick rises on creeks and streams in Abilene will probably ramp up here pretty quickly over the next hour. Otherwise, we have a cluster of thunderstorms moving east into San Angelo now, down to Sonora on Interstate 10. That activity is slowly moving east. Now, in terms of what we have underway, we have two areas of weak low pressure. It's called mesoscale convective vortex, MCVs. Doesn't matter in the sense of meteorological mumbo-jumbo for what I'm trying to tell you. We had something similar last weekend, MCV, a small area of low pressure. That helped confine the heaviest rains at night near the center of that system. Concern is, and it's not a guarantee, I want to make that abundantly clear, not a guarantee, but there is concern that tonight, after sunset into the evening hours, we may see a more concentrated area of slow-moving heavy thunderstorms materialize near that MCV center, or area of low pressure. And I'm going to show you the high-res rapid refresh model here in a minute. So here is the high-res rapid refresh model going into this evening. Now, reason I'm showing you this now, and also showed you the real-time radar, besides the fact we're trying to give you current information, is that this model is underdoing the number of storms we have right now, especially out in the Concho Valley. The expectation, though, is tonight, as you can see, unfortunately, with that possible MCV or low center, boy, that was a mouthful, we may see a concentrated area of slower-moving heavy thunderstorms in parts of the Big Country, the Concho Valley, Big Country, maybe northern Edwards Plateau tonight. Not a guarantee, but it is something we're watching for. Models are not handling the current situation very well. So that's why we're mostly looking out the window while also giving you a few short-term observations and kind of just giving a heads up that we may have some locally heavy rainfall tonight in parts of the Concho Valley, the Big Country, maybe parts of the Western Hill Country. As we go into tomorrow morning, you can see that activity would weaken a little after sunrise mostly, but then we'd have some new scattered showers and storms in the afternoon hours across the eastern half of Texas during the afternoon hours Sunday, and then maybe a repeat of tonight, but Sunday night into Monday morning, wherever we have any areas of low pressure, MCVs, mesoscale convective vortexes, develop. So, main concern will be for tonight, Concho Valley, Big Country, maybe parts of the Hill Country. But if that system develops a little further east or moves a little further northeast, this model may be off and it may be closer to I-35. And then tomorrow into tomorrow night, we're going to have more storms. But to be perfectly honest with you, let's just get through tonight first, and then we'll deal with whatever tomorrow and tomorrow night brings. Key messaging here, though, as we get back to the flash flood watch. Storms, especially going into tonight, when we could have that slower moving cluster, will be capable of producing 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of rain per hour. If we have storms sitting on one location for a couple hours, that's going to, bottle up pretty quickly. Potential for localized amounts of 3 to 5 inches of rain. Cannot rule out something a bit higher, maybe up to 8 inches. Very isolated and on the high end of things, and that would not be widespread, that'd be localized. But of course, anyone under that would have a pretty substantial risk of flash flooding. So we're going to be mindful of that going into tonight, especially given the fact many in parts of the Concho Valley Hill Country remain saturated from last week's rainfall. So runoff would begin pretty quickly, and we're of course going to have to keep a very close eye out for those still doing search, recovery, operations, of course, as those are, pretty vulnerable places to be during thunderstorms and heavy rain outdoors. So all these storms will be producing dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning, of course, so when thunder roars, go indoors, and be mindful of storms in your vicinity over the next couple of days. You can do that with the free Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar. You can also check out the radar in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps to your device. That's nationwide. We have a live video stream on the David Reimer Texas Weather Center YouTube channel or texasstormchasers.com/live where you can watch live radar, live warnings, and storm reports. And the plan here is we'll be back with another video update about 6 p.m. this evening, so in about 2.5 hours. So we'll keep updates coming as needed, and that's the plan throughout the evening. We'll have more videos. If we get especially busy, we'll be doing a video every hour. So with that being said, we'll keep an eye on things. Y'all do the same. God bless.